This is eRadio.
It is 16 to 3 and everybody's worried. Will my cigarettes be pricier after today? And what about the alcohol? Well, now with a nice roundup of Tito Mbowene's budget speech that started at 2 o'clock today, we welcome to eRadio Live Barbara Mundell, and she's coming to us live from Joburg this afternoon. Barbara, you just said to me off air, it's raining in Joey's.
Yes, the weather is all clouded up and no sunshine for us.
Okay, we've got sunshine, but it looks like you sent us some clouds down here, so I'm not too sure when we'll get some rain. Actually, I hope we will, because the lawn's not looking great, so yellow-ish.
Yeah, and you're going to need it because the increase in taxes, you're going to have to save on your water bill. So, yeah, I'll definitely send some clouds your way.
Oh, please, Barbara, listen, it's not sounding good. How's it going with that budget speech right now?
So, it's not a bad budget speech from what I've been able to gather very quickly. Next week in our insert, I will go into a lot more detail on some of the things that will affect people directly. But there is some good news. And let's start with the good news first because I'm a happy person. So,
yes.
The first 87,300 Rand that you will earn will now be free of tax. Okay. That's an increase of 4,200 Rand from last year. So, most people should see a slight increase in their March payslip, and that's just because the tax has been lowered for the general taxes. So that's a good thing.
Very good.
We've also been given an increase in the medical scheme's tax credit. So if you're a member of a medical scheme, you get a tax credit. It's increased that by 4.075%, which is basically inflation. So now for the first two dependents of your medical aid, you'll get a monthly tax credit of 332 Rand, and then for your subsequent tax dependents, 224 Rand. So that's good news, considering government has said that they are looking not to increase the medical scheme's tax credits to make provision for the national health insurance. So I'm very glad that they actually did, because it does also help, considering the huge increases we had in medical aid this year.
Yeah.
Then also company tax will remain the same, which is a good news. They are also looking at amending some of the company tax regulations so that next year they are looking to reduce it to 27%, but companies will be limited in the amount of interest they can claim back, as well as using their assessed losses. The other not so good news, especially if we're looking at the direct taxes, the tax-free rate for the interest that we earn, the first 23,800 Rand for people under 65 and 34,500 for people over 65 has remained the same. So they don't want us to save more and earn more. Well, they want more tax from the interest that we earn. Okay, so let's get to the bad news. And this refers primarily, if the listeners remember from last week, the indirect taxes. So that's the fuel, our smokes, etc. So the fuel levy will increase with 27 cents in April. Now, remember, this doesn't mean that it will only increase with 27 cents, because there is a upward trend in the oil price internationally. So this is over and above the normal price increases. So I think we're going to be in for a bit of a shocker in April. 15 cents of that will go to the general fuel levy, 11 cents to the road action fund, and then 1 cent to the carbon fuel levy, as part of government's initiatives to try and curb carbon emissions.
Okay.
Then if we look at our alcohol and our sin taxes, as we said last week, there's an 8% general increases in the sin taxes. So a can of beer will now cost you 14 cents more. A packet of 20 cigarettes will cost you R1.39 more. And a bottle of wine that we all so much enjoy will cost you 26 cents more.
Oh, kan nie eens meer drink nie.
No more. We will have to cut the budget side. Then if we look at some of the good news, so people who get social grants, the disability and old age has been increased to 1,890 Rand per month. War veterans to 1,910 Rand. Our childcare grants will go up to 460 and then foster care grants to $1,050.
Sure.
Government's also given us some direction with regards to the special COVID-19 $350 grants. It looks like they are planning to extend it until April. Well, at least that's what's been provisioned for. So I don't think it's going to continue further than that for the people who are currently unemployed and eligible for that grant.
That's bad. That's really bad. I'm still waiting for mine.
Yeah. So then there's a couple of things that I think is interesting to note in the budget speech, that everybody thought South Africa being in the position that we are currently, there might be an introduction of a wealth tax. I haven't seen anything. They've actually kept estate duty has remained exactly the same. There's no changes in capital gains tax, which has now been for the past 2 budgets. So that's also a really good thing. Then there's also no changes in the taxation of how retirement funds will be taxed, either at withdrawal or retirement. But there is a proposed change to Regulation 28. Now, Regulation 28 governs where pension funds can invest your retirement money. And generally, it's limited to protect you that you're not 100% exposed and that you lose all your retirement money just before retirement. The changes they are proposing is to allow it to make it easier for pension funds to invest in infrastructure. So I think that's part of the national picture and objectives of government to try and get more investments in infrastructure. For the people that love their tax-free savings accounts like I do, there's been no change in those limits. So it's still only the 33,000 Rand that you can invest every year tax-free. So yeah, that's from that point of view. And then for those of us who are really naughty and don't always necessarily keep our taxes up to date, SARS will be reviewing the voluntary disclosure program. That makes it sure that it's in line with SARS's strategic objectives. So if you haven't been doing your taxes as rigorously as you should, now is maybe the time to get in touch with someone or get in touch with SARS and start getting your taxes in order.
Yeah, it's nice that they're giving us a window to do that for those who haven't done so for whatever reason.
Yeah. Then for the people who like to invest in property, there's also some good news. There's no change in the transfer duty. The first million is still free from transfer duty.
Great. It's not all doom and gloom. I'm actually very impressed, Barbara.
Yes, I think it's a very balanced budget. I think there's a lot of things he could have done that we were all hoping is not going to do. Like I said, the wealth tax. So it's not all doom and gloom. I do think there's opportunities for people. Now it's just, is government going to spend our money appropriately?
Oh, yeah. That's the $1 million question. Yeah, not spend it on name changes for Port Elizabeth.
Yes, I see just about the whole Eastern Cape, because apparently Kings William Town is also being renamed.
It is crazy.
So, yes.
Quebec.
Crazy stuff.
Yes. Barbara, is that it in a nutshell, or anything else?
That's in a nutshell. Just for some people, I see some of my people asking me, there's also no change in the VAT rate, so that will also remain the same as it used to. So
VAT remains the same. Yeah, I think people were probably worried that VAT could possibly go up. So that's not happening.
Yeah.
Great.
No.
That's very good. Barbara, you're a star. Thank you so much. Instead of us taking a lot of time and time out to watch the budget speech, because it can be lengthy and boring, let's be honest, you just gave us a nice summary there, and I thank you so much for that.
It's only a pleasure, and I saved you from some of the political scrambles.
Yes.
That's always the thing with the budget speech for me. There's so much politics in there. It's like, just get to the nitty-gritties so we know what we're in for.
Thank you so much. That's what we're all about here on eRadio, no politics. So thank you so much. Much appreciated. And then we'll chat again next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, your Money Life Coach with you, Barbara Mundell. If people want to get in touch with you, Barbara, for your Money Life Coach?
They can reach us on Facebook at Your Money Life Coach or our website www.yourmoneylifecoach.co.za. And Ian, if I'm correct, this will also be available as a podcast, so
Yes.
they can listen to it again.
You are right.
And share if they find it valuable. Yeah.
Absolutely. It will be out later this afternoon on our site, eRadioSA.com. Right, Barbara, thank you so much. Now, somebody asked me to play a song about money, so by default, my brain goes to ABBA. You going to sing along, Barbara?
Yes, why not? Money, money, money.
Thank you so much. Big hello to Joburg and enjoy the rain.
Will do. Thank you, Ian.
Thanks,
for
Barbara.
having me.
Thank you. Bye.